What's up, you beautiful, wonderful nerd, you? This is Shin the Hero, aka Whoa, welcoming you to the N.W.A, the Nerds with Attitude. This is a place where we have nerdy discussions, debates, reviews, and a podcast setting where we talk about nerd stuff. We mainly focus on animation and video game stuff, whether it's popular, underrated, niche, old, and everything else in between. We will be putting our 2 cents in. You better believe it. Quick warning. There is coarse language from time to time, and we will spoil any and everything. You have been warned. Now, please enjoy the show. We got another N.W.A 2 cent review for you. We're reviewing the first 9 episodes or the first season of Glitch Tech. It's Netflix, Nickelodeon shindig. It actually was supposed to come on Nickelodeon a while back, but then it got pushed to Netflix, and it premiered on Netflix. And from what I heard, the reasoning why that happened was because Nickelodeon, is doing Nickelodeon things. It's like, well, it's not SpongeBob, so we don't care. We don't like these story-driven shows. That's why
he said story-driven.
That's why it's not as hyped as it is. We don't even. I know there's 20 episodes already made. I don't know when we're gonna get the other part of season 1, basically on Netflix. But before I tell you about glitch text and all that stuff, let me do some introductions. Noah, go ahead and introduce yourself.
You just said my name. My name's Noah. Hi.
Could have said
Already.
Isaac.
Hey, you know the sound of my voice. Enjoy the talk. I don't know what else to tell you.
And we have our guest. Can we call him a guest still now? He's been on a couple.
Yo, he's part of this channel now. I feel like I'm gonna have to already redraw the logo.
I can help with that.
Oh, thank God.
We got JR.
Problem is, I don't know who the other two look like.
We got JR.
I got you.
We got JR.
Hello, people. I am the most excited out of all of these people.
I think he is.
Enthusiasm.
Now, about glitch text. A quick thing is it's Men in Black meets Ghostbusters with video games.
Yeah.
That's what glitch text is.
It's a triple threat.
But a quick little summary: glitch text is Cinderella's 2 teens, Hector 5 or High Five and Miko. That's their gamer names, and Miko could get it. Anyway, who receives new jobs to work at a local game store as a front for their actual new jobs, dealing with glitches that cause havoc, making video game characters to be unleashed into the real world. And then they go on these adventures, quote unquote.
Did you read that from something?
No.
All right.
Well, yeah. I mean, I typed it, but...
You typed that?
Yeah.
All right. Sounds like copyrighted to me, but all right. all right. Go ahead. My bad. Go ahead with your type speech.
It was a summary for the show.
All right. I said okay, man.
Oh my God, I hate you so much. Anyway, let's get into the glitch text thing. I know N.W.A was in the background laughed at story-driven things. When I said story-driven, but I mean, it's not necessarily story-driven, but I mean, it's still a very interesting show, at least for 9 episodes. I get your gripes about it, but let's just go with everybody's just quick thoughts on the show. I know, Isaac, you said you had some words for the show. I remember correctly.
I mean, they're mostly good words, except for one certain character.
Good old Mitch.
Ah,
But go
Mitch
ahead.
the bitch.
Floor is yours, Isaac. The floor is yours.
I think I just had a coronary hearing his name.
Mitch the bitch.
He's
That will be his name. Mitch
But
the
aside
bitch.
from him, the show is great because, first of all, it's video game related. There's no established video games. It's not like, like what we play, but there are obvious nods and so on and so forth. And they're all cool. It's done very well. The animation is fantastic. The theme song is so ridiculously bombastic that it scares me every time it comes on. It's like we were watching it, and every time the theme song would come on, it feel like, what was that? There's some logo for it was like VHS tapes or something of a guy sitting in a chair and he's getting blown back, and it looks like by a jet engine. That's what it feels like. It's ridiculous.
Trash, man.
It was bad when we first watched the intro, because that particular episode, for some reason, the audio, like the sound, was louder than the voices. And
Oh yeah.
when we were going through the intro, we're hearing more of the sounds than we do the singing. And he was like, "My goodness, that was a mess."
It was an absolute mess. It sounds like one of Megadeth's, or matter of fact, one of Metallica's early records. Yeah, I think. I don't like it. Fight me in the comments. That's I mean, besides that, the show I really like the show. I love video games, so but the whole story-driven thing, yeah, there's like literally one part of an episode that
They tease
hinted
something,
towards a
but-
bigger story, and then everything else was monster of the day type stuff.
What's the word? Episodic? Is that the word?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Monster of the
it
week.
was-
I know it's really Monster of the Week, but like I still chalk all that up to character development. Every episode,
yeah, it was basically character development.
Yeah.
every episode you learned something about the characters, and they learned something about themselves.
It's just the way I see it, it feels like they had to make sure the characters were well equipped for whatever the story is going to be. So I think the whole first season was a tutorial.
Yeah,
Basically.
this first half of the first season is I would probably agree with like is it tutorial basically. I think in the second half we'll get into what they teased in the third episode, but enough from me. JR, your quick thought.
I think the show is fantastic. Like, how I got into it the first time, like I saw someone else do like a little review of it, and I saw it and I was like, oh my god, that's what this is about? Oh, video game Ghostbusters, let's go. And I saw the animation, I freaking love it. It's like one of the special cases where 2D puppeting animation is the best. They utilize it to like an amazing degree. And I was about to say something about the story, but there's no story. But yeah, I do love the Monster of the Week formatting, because every game that they introduce, it's like, oh, that's so cool. They it's like an homage to this game and this game and this game. And it's I like it. I enjoyed it very much. And the story part, like the two scenes that hints at a story, it makes me like wonder a lot about, okay, where's this gonna go? So yeah, I'm looking forward to what they're gonna show next. But the thing that worries me is it was originally supposed to be is Nickelodeon still like producing the show?
Well, originally the show was it was in production since 2016, and up until like early 2019, like Nickelodeon had laid off a lot of the team members that was working on the series, because Nickelodeon themselves didn't think the series was going to be successful, or basically the next SpongeBob. And they didn't know if they wanted to give them a second season. And the second season itself is actually pending. But then Netflix, they picked up Glitch Text for like a multi-year deal between Nickelodeon and Netflix. That's why it premiered on Netflix.
Then Nickelodeon and Netflix have a deal for like a lot of original.
Yeah, like for a lot of, like that's what for Rise, for like Rise of TMNT, for instance. That's why they're getting a Rise movie on Netflix. There's a lot of Nickelodeon cartoons that are
really
getting to they're getting to Netflix. So this whole show really makes or breaks, lives or dies on Netflix. Like if people don't view it, then I don't think it's probably gonna be as popular. But I feel like it's in the same vein as like Dragon Prince, or even on Voltron, when Voltron showed up on Netflix. I think the show is good enough and popular enough, at least on Netflix, where I think it'll probably get like 3-4 seasons.
Yeah, I can see that.
I hope so.
But I do know there's 10 more seasons that have been confirmed, and there are
10 seasons? 10
more episodes.
I was about to say, geez, you just said
10 more
4 or
episodes.
5, and I was like,
10 more episodes have been confirmed for the second part of season 1, or you could say quote unquote season 2. But there's 10 more episodes, because there's 20 altogether, and we only got 8 if you want to be technical about it, because the first episode is like a double episode.
oh,
it is, isn't it?
But let's get to N.W.A. Quick thoughts on Glitch Tech. Your feelings on Glitch Tech.
It's alright. It's okay. I don't like cartoons that are just episode after episode after episode of nothing. It's hard for me to watch sometimes. I hated the karate episode with the sister.
No.
That was my favorite episode.
I just wanted the story. Since they hinted to a story, then I didn't get it. I was disappointed in it. I thought that was stupid for them to introduce a story, and then don't go. Then it's nothing to it. It's just episode after episode of them doing random stuff.
No, your karate is weak.
And
karate is weak.
And everybody hates Mitch, but I think they did a great job with Mitch.
Oh no, they did a fantastic job with him. He's
making him a
wonderfully
Let's get
hated
into
character.
Let's go
Yeah,
ahead and
but
get
that
into our
was-
favorite. Let's go ahead and get into
Every time
favorite
you see his
characters and least
hair,
favorite
you're like-
characters then.
But that's the point, though. They wanted you to hate him. Since everybody hated
Yeah.
him, they did a great job, and I loved it.
I
time Mitch is
can't
on
deny
screen.
that.
he doesn't even have like a redemption. Like in the first episode, they give him like a hint of redemption. Like he's like, please, gaming is all I have. You can't just take this away from me. I know I messed up, but please don't take this away from me. And they're like, yeah, he's a gamer like us. And then the rest of the show, he's just a total dick nozzle.
Yeah.
Well, no, I like him because I like him because I used to play Call of Duty a lot, and he reminds me of those 12-year-old kids that used to just cuss me out for no reason.
Oh,
That's what he reminds me of. So I enjoy him every time. I was like, yeah, be a dick to these people.
You enjoy little kids cussing you out.
Yeah, man, because this is just great. It's for my entertainment, man. It's just like, yes, another little kid. No matter what lobby I'm in.
What about the one kid who just like screeches at you? Then it's like ear-bleedingly screeching.
It's cool. It's all for my entertainment, man. Those kids are weird. It's like a million of them. I love it. Absolutely love it.
You have more patience than me, Noah.
Then I love the dude that didn't have the patience in the lobby, and he would try to cuss out the kid and stuff. Then they would get into an argument. I would love it. Pure entertainment for me. That's why I like Mitch. Pure entertainment.
So Mitch is one of your favorite characters.
Yeah, he's not my favorite character. I just don't hate him like everybody else do. I'm like, yeah, he's that douche in the gaming
Do
community.
you have any favorite characters?
He's the Gary of this show.
Glitch text? Nah, no favorite characters. Let's go with what's his name? What's High Five?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go with him. Hector, my boy Hector. Yeah.
I
I
mean,
completely missed that his name is Hector. All you
Really?
know him as Five.
No,
They
man,
always call him Five, but then
Yeah,
I forgot. Was it his parents or his grandparents? I don't know.
yeah, I think maybe his uncle. I don't know.
his uncle, yeah.
no, it's grand. There's
No, that's his grandparents.
Yeah, I'm
I mean,
getting the family
the one thing I
dynamic
do
of
say-
those guys.
the one thing I would say about this show is like they have it's very ethnic. If
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
it's very like because the two leads, one of them is a Mexican American and then the other one is a Japanese American. So you don't get that a lot, and like I feel like that's like another reason why Nickelodeon was thinking like, yo, this isn't going to be all that good and whatnot.
When it comes to Nickelodeon, they're idiots.
But yeah, all right. Though, is that all? You don't have any favorite characters or any characters you didn't like? No.
Nope.
All right. Yeah. Hit me
What?
with your favorites. Hit me with your unfavorites.
Oh, Miko is my favorite.
Oh
Hands
yeah,
down.
Rico. Her voice actor, Monica
Oh
Ray.
yeah.
Shit, fine as hell.
I love it. I love it.
Oh. But yeah, I just love her character. She's so energetic and like she's her energy is infectious. And it just makes her adorable to watch. And she's a splendid gamer. She's like a #1 pro gamer, and it just raises her like appeal that much more to me. So yeah. Hello?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah.
Oh, I was about to say. Did I get cut off again?
I'm just
No.
giving you the
I
floor.
get nervous
to
every-
touch over Mila. Nico.
Yeah, man, I was listening, man.
I get nervous every time I hear nothing.
I mean, you're not the only one who loves Miko. Miko's the best.
Okay.
I
Yep.
guess.
Okay, you. Besides Noah, everybody else in here thinks Miko's great. All right,
I mean, I didn't say she's not great.
it's a great character. Her
I
name
didn't say
is
she was.
T.K.O.
I didn't say she was bad. I'm just. I'm just It's just that. It was 9 episodes of okay. 9 episodes of okay stuff. It wasn't nothing special. It was good sex. The theme song was terrible. I skipped that shit every time, without fail, without question.
Yep.
I didn't give it a second thought.
Wow.
They need to change that.
Ouch. I thought it was okay.
Nah, that shit was terrible.
Look, it's okay when you can actually hear all of it.
I mean,
That was only that one time. The rest of it was okay.
Nah, that
Look,
thing.
every time after that one time sounded like that one.
I mean that theme song is ass. I'm just gonna tell you that. It's not. I skipped it every time too. When I heard it the first time, I was like,
saying
"What
that the
is
theme
this
song-
nonsense?"
I'm not saying that the theme song is like the greatest thing ever. I'm just saying that it's not that bad.
No, it's that
Like,
bad.
it tells you like what they're all about, and then you got like a lot of
I'm
eye
about to look.
candy.
I can't even tap my foot to this.
I'm about to look up the lyrics.
Yeah, I can agree to that.
Yeah, that's the thing that I was thinking about. It's a theme song, but it's not a thing. Like, I can't think of how it goes right now. It's not catchy.
It starts off as like when you have a glitch or something like that.
Yeah, the announcer part was kind of cool, but after that was the
After that.
shit. I was like,
I only
oh,
remember the ending
God.
part, like glitch tax.
Oh yeah.
And then it just screams glitch tax.
Every part of that.
Yeah, it's not.
Like, I think I like the credit song better because it's basically an 8-bit version of that one,
Yes.
and it sounds a lot better.
Yeah, and they're chasing after something in the car.
The cat Pac-Man looking thing.
Yeah, that thing is terrifying. All right. Any other characters you didn't like or
For me?
liked? Yeah.
Can't think of anybody besides Mitch. Like, he's the number one, like, hateable character. There's nobody else. Like, everybody else I like.
because it's 9 episodes of nothing.
I mean, I guess. Isaac.
Obviously I like, but that's a given. I also like their boss, the
Bill.
yeah,
Oh,
Bill.
yeah.
I like
Bill's
Bill.
awesome.
Bill cracks me up. He just, as much as he tries to coach them along in what they do, you can tell he's been working there for way too long, and he's just kind of ready to retire after all this. And it cracks me up. I love that dude. And then the 2 members of Mitch's team.
Oh, yeah.
Her name is like Zara, and then
Yeah,
the
something like
other guy I can't. It starts with an H. I think it's like Hanshi or something like that. I know we probably butchering these names, but
Yeah.
like I said, this show is very, very cultural.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very
absolutely.
diverse. Like, I like that.
But yeah, and as for characters
They're
I didn't
too
like,
good to be on Mitch's team, though.
I'm fairly certain they're probably
yeah.
gonna leave Mitch's team, and they're gonna
feel
join
bad.
High
it's like
Five.
they
Because
already
that whole
left Mitch's
episode,
team.
that whole episode was to show High Five being his own type of team leader, and then introduce those two characters because you saw them in the opening a lot, but you never saw them in the show until that episode. And I'm pretty sure they were gonna have a bigger part later down the road. Like they're gonna be on High Five and Miko's team.
See, the reason I like them so much is because when High Five was like, I just wanted to be a leader that you would respect, like Mitch, and they're like, you think we respect Mitch? I'm like, yep, there it is. That's why I love you guys. Who would knowingly respect somebody like that? Nobody. But yeah, it's weird because usually you have 2 to 3 characters that you don't like, and I can't think of any characters except Mitch. Mitch is so, and that's the funny thing. He's bad, but they wrote him so perfectly bad that it's a good job, and I have to give it to the voice actor because I don't know what accent he has, but it makes him sound even more pretentious than he already was.
Kind of British.
It must be a British.
It's kind of British, but his skin color tells otherwise. Like it's like
you can have black British people.
I know, but remember Chloe from Uncharted? We thought that she was British, but no, she's Indian.
Yeah, she is Indian.
Like, that was a real surprise for me. So he could be anything.
Yeah, I think that's about it for characters.
Besides Miko, I liked High Five. I mean, he's a pretty cool character. I feel like Phil embodies me because like he's like, I don't got time for this. I'm too old for this shit. That's exactly what Phil is. He's like, I don't care what y'all do as long as y'all do your job.
Phil is the embodiment of I'm too old for this shit.
But besides characters not liking, Mitch. I mean, of course, Mitch. I get where Noah comes from. Where it also makes him a great character because of how bad he is. But like, he's a dick for no reason sometimes.
Yeah.
And there was plenty of times where they just helped him, but he's still a dick. Like I feel like they're gonna redeem him later down the road, but I just like he's a very unlikable character. Like it's so easy to unlike him. Also, I didn't like High Five's friend Casino.
I don't know.
Didn't really care for him.
He is kind of sympathetic though. Like,
I mean, I get it, but at the same time, I was like, dog, this man had to move. So grow up, Nick. Y'all still can be in contact and everything. We still could be friends.
No,
this man had to go with his grandparents, help them out and everything. He had to work. He had to put his own priorities into things, not necessarily have to be with you.
Nah, man. You seen Bad Boys? Roll together, die together.
This dude is not a bad boy, though.
Oh, all right. Yeah, my bad. You right. Okay, I'm done.
Smash for life.
I also didn't like, I think it's called Helpy.
The little robot thing?
No, not the robot thing. He's from
the tutorial.
Yeah.
Yeah, the little
Omachow. He's legit Omachow. From the Sonic games.
That thing could have died. I wanted it to die. But the robot, there's another one I liked, Bit. That man turned into a Gundam.
Yep.
I love it.
But moving right along into episodes, favorite episodes and whatnot, or unfavorite episodes.
Favorite episodes? Oh shit! Hold on. Let me Wikipedia these episodes and read them real quick.
Oh, come on.
We could go with Isaac first. Go ahead, tell us some of your favorite episodes.
I know what it is.
Yeah. Well, I actually have like 3 favorite episodes.
Give me your 3.
My 3, number 1 is definitely like the Castlevania episode.
Oh wow, I thought it was gonna be the Street Fighter. Never mind then.
Well, damn, they're tied. Well, the Castlevania one was kind of, it felt on topic because we were talking a lot about Castlevania that day, and then just so happened to have an episode about it. And then, you know, I just love how it tackled a lot of the meta about Castlevania. How like you get to the end of the castle, and then you have to go through the entire castle again upside down, and is it like, I think the whole thing was High Five was saying that he beat the game when he actually didn't. Yeah, but then it turned out that Miko didn't beat it either because she always stopped at the end. Yeah. So that was a good episode.
Another character episode.
It was very good. The
There are
Street Fighter
character
episode.
episodes. So.
The Street Fighter episode is legit one of the greatest things I've ever seen in my entire life.
Really?
I love that episode. You know, I love fighting games. So seeing a chicken using all these, he reminds me of Blaziken in Pokken Tournament.
He did look like Blaziken.
Yeah, except, you know, like way buffer and everything. Plus his voice, your karate is weak. He just cracked. I love that.
Fire listen.
And then it makes me want to watch that episode again. And then what's the last? I actually like the episode with Five's friend Casino. That one hit hard about, you know, making sure you don't really have to leave your friends behind when you move on, but they need to know that you have different priorities, and it's just a matter of like, I don't know if I would say nostalgia more than anything, because, you know, it's a thing that they used to do all the time. They'd go and play this game, but, you know, Casino wanted him to come as soon as he called him, and Five had other responsibilities, and it's a matter of Casino coming to terms with, yeah, my friend is busy, but just because he's busy doesn't mean I've lost my friend. That one was very personal and hit quite hard.
F that nigga. Okay.
I know. It's still, it's like, you know, grow up a little bit, but still.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, those are my 3. Oh, dang. That other one, when Five gets that cyborg gorilla in the training sim.
Yeah, when he gets his pet, his video game pet.
Yeah.
That's one of mine.
That one's great. And then Miko's pet also like evolved. I guess you can call it evolved.
He got upgraded.
Yeah, he just got upgraded. Yeah, I can't really think of a bad episode in the show. They just, you know, there's no core story development. There's more character development than anything, which is not bad, but I guess we'll have to see what else comes when we get more episodes.
Before I get to JR, let's get into this core. Is that important for y'all? Have you just been, I guess, spoiled with modern day cartoons with a story and all that junk? Is that super important for y'all? for a show to
It's
have
like,
out the gate to have a quote unquote story.
I mean,
Because they're
it's
following
not.
the plot. They're following the plot of what was
depends.
set up. But is that super
It doesn't
important?
have to be. It doesn't have to be the only thing they do, but like Power Rangers does the monster a week thing, but they still have a core story as convoluted as it is, and I mean, you know, you can't survive on monster a week. I don't think. Maybe
I mean,
No.
look at Samurai
You
Jack.
get
Samurai
immediately
Jack.
bored.
Samurai Jack could disagree.
No, but it's a whole story though, because he's trying to go back.
That's
to the
the main
past. That's
plot.
his whole.
Yeah,
That's
that's
his
the whole
whole
mission.
mission.
And the entire time in Samurai Jack, there's only like, I would probably say, because out of the original 4 seasons, not the 5th season, there's probably like maybe 2 or 3 episodes that actually deal with him about to go back to the past. Every other episode is just an episode of the week. Episodic.
Well, the thing about Samurai Jack is like the characters and the fights. They're so entertaining that you didn't care about the story at that time.
I would say another one. Well, Avatar. Avatar: The Last Airbender. The first
how's that
season of
episode?
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
No, it's
You-
not.
You
How's
only
that episode?
Yeah, you didn't really get like a story until almost the end of the last couple of episodes. The point of the show, the whole point of the first season of Avatar was to have episodes like they did, was because they could show them out of order, out of airing, so anybody can just watch them. Season 2, however, that is almost legitimately an overarching story the entire way through. And then in season 3, they go back to the season 1 element.
Well, I think it comes down. You have to have a fine balance. Because too much of one thing, people will want. Like too much of an overarching story, people will want, something else. Too much of monster a week, they're like, what's the point of the show?
Yeah.
Why did you ask? Why
Like
did you ask this question?
Because I just wondered. I just was wondering, because the modern day cartoons nowadays, the modern cartoons like your Steven Universes, your Star Versus, your Gravity
Steven Universe
Falls.
had a lot of filler. It had a lot of enjoyable filler.
Your Gravity Falls and whatnot. A lot of them are heavily story driven. At least, maybe not Star, but the other ones, they're heavily. The modern day cartoon it has an overarching story. It has an overarching story. You see the story and everything pan out. Like even in what's it called? Like even Craig of the Creek, that has an overarching story. It has a legit story going to it and everything. That's what the modern day cartoons, and like I get where you guys are coming from, but hearing y'all be like, yeah, man, there's no story and everything. When I grew up, the way I grew up watching cartoons and everything, there was never a story. There was a plot, yeah, sure, but we didn't have an overarching story, or we didn't even. They might have teased something, and we never get a what you call it, an answer for that, and it would have been fine, or they would have just legitimately forgot it, or said something in a one-off thing, like for instance, Looney Tunes. There's no story in Looney Tunes. There's some plot, but there's no story in Looney Tunes.
Okay, but here's the thing about glitch text. They hinted to a story, and then we didn't get it. It was just episode after episode.
I wouldn't even really say, and my argument against that is I wouldn't even really say they hinted at a story. They hinted at another or teased at another potential plot, like a bigger plot. That's all they really did hinted at in that episode 3 towards the end, because I know in the beginning that first episode, the first 2 episodes are so strong, where that's what pulled me into the show. They're so strong, but I know if anybody was watching, they were always wondering why Miko is kind of quote unquote immune to this thing, and then we find out that she is legitimately immune to this thing. But episode 3, we got at the end of the episode, you get that tease where Miko and they're more focused on high five than Miko. But
listen, I'm not saying every episode had to be about the story, but don't hint to something and then don't give us nothing. That was there. That's just bad writing, storytelling.
I wouldn't say that's bad, right? Because it's.
No, I'm not saying every cartoon gotta have a story, but the way they did it and hinted to it and then didn't give it, that's bad on them.
But it's only 9 episodes. The season's not even done.
And that's nothing. They shouldn't have brought out 9 episodes and just give us that and be okay with it. It was bad. I don't know what they were thinking.
There's multiple cartoons that do that, though.
Listen. If they didn't hint to a story and it was just going to be episodes of just them doing random stuff, then that's cool. But since they did and then didn't deliver, it would have
been boring, though.
I mean, not necessarily. There's a lot of cartoons that just do episode after episode.
But what I'm saying is only 9. It's only 9 episodes right now. You don't know what the next 10 episodes or the next.
Okay, let's say. So you're saying let's say the next 10 episodes don't got no story in it. Is that okay with you?
If the next 10 episodes don't got no story to it, really depends on how
they're just doing random stuff. They could be great episodes. They could be good episodes of them doing random stuff in random video games.
Honestly, it would be okay with me because it's the same thing that's going on right now with the Owl House. The Owl House is something like that, or even the rebooted DuckTales. The rebooted DuckTales does the same thing, and I enjoy that show. I
mean, the DuckTales, did they hint to a story?
We didn't get like a true real story until like the end of season 1. Mainly it was just them going on random adventures.
They did a bad job. That's all I'm saying. First 9 episodes. I don't know why they brought up the first 9 episodes like that. It was stupid. That's like us writing a book and only giving people half the book and say wait till part 2. That's dumb. That's stupid. They did a bad job. I'm not going to give them credit for a half-baked cartoon. It's like we put a pizza in the oven halfway. We can't. I'm good, bro. Don't. If they didn't never hint to a story, I'm okay with just episodes. With cartoons that just do that. I'm totally fine with that. But if you want to introduce a story, then don't give us nothing for 9 episodes. They hinted, dog.
It's not a story though.
But it's the main. But
it's not the main plot.
It has to be the main plot because if Miko wasn't immune, it wouldn't be the rest of the. If Miko wasn't immune, we wouldn't get the rest of the show. Because Miko would have forgot.
We still would have got the rest of the show.
Because the only reason why High Five remember because with Miko remember. But if Miko would have forgot, then they both would have forgot and went on with their normal lives.
I guess that's true.
Yeah, it's just they hint. I'm not saying every episode had to be some story wise, but 9 episodes you don't give us one. They just doing random stuff. I'm good. It was terrible. They couldn't give us 2 out of the 9, and not just hinting at stuff. Then cool. Maybe they didn't give us 1 out of the 9.
I mean, I feel where you're coming from, and I understand where you're coming from. I just disagree because I don't think it's a story. I just think it's another plot point because they're doing what the show basically tells us what the show is
I got that. But what I'm saying is that this is season 1. They're gonna give us the next 10 episodes. This is the worst.
But
they're gonna give us the story. It's the worst pacing, the worst, whatever you want to call it, in the first 10 episodes of a show.
Here's my thing against the season 1 thing. It's Netflix. Netflix never puts out the complete season because, like, for instance, in Voltron, they only gave us the first 13 episodes of season 1. The next 13 episodes was still part of season 1. So Netflix always does that thing where they give you the binging model. That's what Netflix does. I'm pretty sure you probably would have a different tune if they gave us all 20 episodes.
They could, then that's all right. If the next 10 episodes gives us the story, then cool. But since they didn't, and we're doing an episode talking about this show right now, as it stands right now, it's okay. Yeah, I ain't watch it again. I don't want to watch it again until the next 10 episodes. Like, I'm just giving you what they gave me. Like,
you too, Isaac and JR.
That was a really heavy subject matter about the story and episodic nature. Oh my goodness. To me, it didn't really matter at the end because you're so enthralled with the adventures that they have that even if it ended that way, you still know that they're going to make more. You still have the idea that they're going to make more. And even if there's no like overarching story, it was still pretty amazing. Still pretty good.
Do you feel the same way as Noah?
I would have to say no. I would still watch it again and again. Like, even for like the few episodes that I consider to be my favorite ones. Like, even now, I would pull it up just to see that episode and just have like a grand old time just getting through it.
Hold that thought. Let me get to Isaac first, and then we'll go back to your favorite episodes. Isaac, your thoughts on the question I asked, basically, and the discussion me and Noah had.
I get where Noah's coming from, and I also get where you're coming from. Because the whole episodic thing and then having episodes that have nothing to do with the storyline, both things are good, but I think for me, I think it would have been different if they had hinted at this storyline later in the show, like later in the 9 episodes, like closer to the end, and then it would have felt more like a cliffhanger, like wait until the next 10 episodes, that kind of thing, to give you something to look forward to. But then, which episode was it? It was like episode 3 that they did this, right?
Yeah, it's episode 3 is when the tutorial mode episode.
Okay, yeah. So it's episode 3,
and it's at 6 very more episodes.
Yeah, like you have 6 more episodes, and I know in my head when I see something like that, at the end of episode 3, I see something that hints towards a larger plot. I'm like, okay, I might get something in the next couple episodes. 6 episodes later, I have nothing. And then by the time the last episode credits roll, I'm like, oh yeah, that was a pretty good first season, but what about this? And then the what about this starts to dominate the conversation, and you start to lose the fact that it's a pretty good show, but where was, like, they could have put this hinting towards a plot towards the end of these first 9 episodes. I think that's just the way I see it.
I I I got you. I got you, man. I just can't see. I understand where y'all are coming from, but I just can't see why that would make or break a cartoon show. Because like there's a lot of like Gumball, for instance, that has no plot, but it's very entertaining. That has no story, but it's very entertaining.
Yeah, it all
That's
stems
fine.
down to the question whether or not it entertains you. Like, if it
Well,
doesn't entertain you, then what's the point?
This is the thing. Gumball, yes, Gumball is extremely entertaining. But Gumball, like, what's the word? They commit wholly to the idea that every episode is its own thing. Where there's no overarching story. We're just gonna be stupid every episode. And well, I guess, but if you're gonna do both, then do both. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, well said.
Which it makes. I'm sure it was hard for them to do this anyway because they were only allowed to put the first 9 episodes up there. Like, I think it was Noah that said, or maybe it was you, Walt. Like, it would have been a different conversation had they put the whole thing on there at once.
Probably
Maybe.
wouldn't be
I don't
that good because lately animated shows are becoming more or they become less and less frequent because of their production schedules. So I think it would have to tie in with that.
Well, though, at the same time, though, JR, remember this show was being worked on back in 2016, and it was going to air on Nickelodeon in 2017 or 18. But
So they have it ready, don't they?
huh?
They have it ready.
Yeah, they have the other 10 episodes already ready and everything like that. There's 20 episodes already for the first season, quote unquote, and then there's 10 more episodes. I guess for a season 2 or whatnot, but there's 10 more episodes being worked on, but there's 20 already finished.
If they had 20 episodes, what were they waiting for?
I don't like. It's one of those
There it
things
is.
Netflix does. It's one of those things that Netflix does because they do it with anime
Do you-
all the time.
Do you think it's like Castlevania? They just wanted to see. They wanted to
Test it first, maybe.
They wanted to test it first to see if it would gain
It
like a
might be like
popular
that. It's the same thing with.
response.
It's also the same thing with She-Ra and Voltron. It's the same thing with them. Or even what's it? Troll Hunter? I think that's what it's called.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just the same way like those. Like they dropped like a certain amount of episodes. Like She-Ra, I think only really got 8 episodes there. And I even think Dragon Prince even got 8 episodes. 8 or 9
I
episodes.
think they still do that.
But it's quote unquote the first season. But when they drop the next couple of episodes, the next wave of episodes, that's quote unquote the second season. But it's actually part of the first season. So like if you
I
would
think
have,
that's just a weird scheduling choice.
yeah, well, Netflix is got some weird things going on. Like if you ever heard of Netflix jail, then there you go.
Yep. Beastars.
Yeah. But JR, go ahead and give us your favorite episodes.
Oh shit, that's what I was supposed to be doing. Shit.
And then we'll move on to Noah.
You want us to do what Isaac did? Just have like 3 favorite episodes.
Yeah,
and
3
just-
favorite ones. Do your 3
3?
favorite ones. Talk about them. And one you didn't like. Isaac didn't have one that he didn't
Oh, yeah.
like, but he's weird like that. He likes everything.
I got one that
Man,
is my least. I got one that's my least favorable, but I'll go with my favorite ones first. My number 1 would have to be Castlevania, Like that's my favorite episode out of all of them.
Yeah, the
'Cause-
Castle Crawl.
Yeah, the Castle Stein.
Yeah, that game.
And yeah, it did have that good message where they learn a lot about themselves. Like, as gamers, sometimes you kind of quit when you think you're ahead, and don't realize that there's like more to it. And you don't have to play like every single game to be like a great gamer. Like, you could just play to have fun, you know? And the main reason why I like this is like I think it was the first they ever had like a glitch situation where they actually have to beat the game to contain the glitch.
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty special to me. And I just love the villain. He's so over the top. It's hilarious.
With his
All I can
translation
remember-
errors and everything.
Prepare for die. That was
All right, your next
great.
two.
My number 2 would be I think when Miko I think they went on to a mission for the first time, and Miko kind of busted up her gauntlet because of the chocobo thing. Like that's legit a chocobo.
Absolutely.
And like the whole time they were chasing after it, it was it was hilarious. And I remember me and Isaac were watching this episode, and the bird thing made this noise, and, and it was hilarious for both of us. That was the funniest episodes that we watched together, and it was pretty special. Yeah, we were just dying laughing at that.
Oh my god.
Chocobo.
What?
It is a chocobo. Now that I think about
It
it,
absolutely is a
It's a
chocobo.
Yeah, the
It's a
title that they
Pokemon
pulled up.
chocobo.
There is a Pokemon creature that they were actually chasing after. But the chocobo is basically on its own. Like even when they pulled up like what game it was from, the title looked like a Final Fantasy title.
Yeah.
Like you got the font and everything. But yeah. And my third one, it would have to be, yeah, I think the Street Fighter one.
Yeah.
It
Yeah, that's
It was
everybody's
good.
favorite. That's everybody's favorite. That's one of my favorites too.
Yeah. Like it had really good character development between the sisters. The big sis, Miko and her little sister. Like, even though she like had
To blackmail.
had to blackmail her. She didn't really have to do that. She confessed that if you wanted my help, you could have just asked me. And I was like, oh. I mean, she did blackmail you, but oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I forget that her big sister, the teenager, she also like found out about the video games and the glitches.
Mm-hmm.
Did they ever erase her memory?
Nope.
I know that they never erased the little girl's memory.
Both sisters know. The only people they don't know is the parents.
Yeah, I guess so.
Like
I
every
think that's-
cartoon show.
I guess so. But I think that's sweet that both sisters know. That way that she could have Miko can have somebody to talk to about all the craziness that she goes through, because Miko is always such an outspoken person. And having her like be quiet about all of this is just not in her character. So I'm glad that she has like her sisters to talk to about all of it.
And unfavorite? Or at least
My least favorite is when Five had to take over Mitch's team. And
really?
The reason why I just hate the fact that Five thought that
was
you
Call
had
of
to act
Duty?
like
Or
you care
Overwatch?
about Call of. Okay, Overwatch, I can understand that, but Call of Duty, really?
That was the first shooter that popped in my head, but it's actually a reference to Overwatch.
I was gonna think Team Fortress.
That too. Because the other team they fight, I was thinking more.
I don't really. That wasn't the part that made me not like it. It was the part that Five thought he had to be like Mitch, that he had to act and dress up like Mitch to control his team, and I was like, ugh, please don't be like Mitch, Five. Nobody wants to be a Mitch. But yeah, that's my least.
All right, Noah.
My favorite episodes was the first two. And
Because of the story.
because the story, it was just that was when I was most excited about the show. Then after that, it started going slowly downhill. And then when I got to the final episode, it just exploded.
So I'm assuming you don't have any more. Okay. Anything you dislike? Unfavorite? Least favorite?
My least favorite,
The one that you couldn't get through.
What was the episode when they was collecting jewels with the nerdy kid?
The sister episode? With
Yeah,
the older sister? It's the a collection quest.
Yeah, if I had to pick one, it's probably that one. Listen, I'm not saying none of these episodes was bad. It was just I was over the show.
That's my favorite episode.
And
Collection, my favorite episode, mainly because of this the sister bonding element thing.
Yeah.
I really like that one. And then they helped the nerd guy finish his achievements. He was trying to do an achievement, and they helped them finish it because they was looking for a way to get reward, because you get experience points and stuff. And these achievements really helped them where they could buy gear for their thing too. That was the B plot. That was really cool.
Man, I wish life worked that way.
I mean,
that's one of my favorite episodes. Also, because I'm relatively close with my older sister, so there's that. The karate training, the just Street Fighter fighting game episode, that was basically my another favorite one. And I would probably say my third favorite is the alpha leader. I really like the alpha leader. I really like how Five thought he needed to be a certain person, and then he became his own person, his own type of leader. Because it's very typical for a teenager like that to like see somebody as like, oh, this guy is, because the only reason why he thought he had to be Mitch, because Mitch was so high up in the ranks as in the leaderboard as it is, and then he had these two amazing teammates. So he went to Mitch because, well, Mitch is the leader of that, so he never been a leader. And you know how 5 is. He always doubts himself. He normally doubts himself throughout the show. This is the first time where he, like, you know, became 5 and started listening to his other teammates and everything. That's why I really like that Alpha leader episode. But my least favorite episode, in all honesty, will probably be the Adventures in Pet Training, where 5 gets his little golem thing. That one, I legitimately fell asleep on.
Oh.
Well, Miko gets her chocobo is leveled up and everything, and then 5 gets his pet, now a golem looking thing, and then he learns a lesson about the pets and everything, and he basically gets attached. It was basically like an attachment type thing, I guess. The lesson we were learning right there, I don't care, it was boring. Okay, all right. Episodes and now I guess we've talked in nauseous about this. I would, with the 8 episodes or 9 episodes that are out right now, what score would you give this, and would you recommend it to someone?
Out of what?
People who listening right now.
What out of 1 out of 10 or?
Let's go 1 out of 5. Five glitches.
Oh God.
I enjoy that. 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5. All right.
Yeah.
Isaac, would you recommend it?
4.5 out of 5.
Oh my God.
You know what? 4.36.
Oh my God, Isaac, would you recommend it to the person who's listening to this podcast right now?
Yes, go watch Glitch Text.
JR.
But plug your ears during the theme song.
JR.
What was the rating? Like
out of 5 glitches.
Out of 5 glitches. Aren't glitches bad?
Yes.
Out of 5 Mikos.
Oh,
Okay,
sure.
that's better. For Miko.
4 Mikos. Would you recommend it?
Out of 5. Oh yes, definitely.
Noah.
Like I would. Yeah.
I'll give it a 2.5.
Would you recommend it?
I'll recommend it when another 10 episodes come out.
All right. I'm sorry to cut you off, JR. What was you about to say?
I lost my train of thought. So just keep going.
All right. Well, I'll give it a 4 out of 5 Mikos, because Miko can get it in her voice acting. But
all right, man. We gotta talk about this. You need to chill out. All right.
Oh
The man
man,
dream.
wait until y'all listen to some of the podcasts. I don't know how many times I've done. Y'all can make a drinking gang about. Yep, she can get it.
Oh God.
Yeah, and I would strongly recommend it. Like, if you like anime, if you like just cartoons in general, it's a great binge. It's a quick binge. It's 9 episodes, and the first episode is a double one, so there's that, and then they're just 23 minutes long. And like Isaac said, skip the opening. I mean, they're really good episodes. It's a really good series, and I'm pretty excited for the next 10 episodes, whenever that's gonna be. Or if you like Men in Black and Ghostbusters and video games, boom, you'll love this show. Other than that, everybody say your farewells.
Glitch out.
Thanks for listening. If you made it this far in the video, I tip my hat to you, you beautiful, wonderful nerd. If you have 2 cents to put in, drop that junk down into the comment section below. If you enjoyed our little chat, hit that like button. And finally, if you would like to support the N.W.A, the Nerds with Attitude, the best way to do that is to hit that subscribe button up there. We will greatly appreciate that. Thanks again, and always remember, show your attitude, you wonderful, beautiful nerd. Deuces!